Good morning, dear farming community. My name is Tionge Kacheche. Welcome to the AgriTalk Space Show featuring the Agricoop Awards nominees, rather the Agriculture and Cooperatives Awards 2025 nominees. And today I'll be talking to Abraham Madambi and we'll know more about his farm operation. Please stay tuned.
This is AgriTalk Africa, the podcast that puts farmers first.
All right, Abraham, welcome to the interview. This is part of the Agriculture and Cooperatives Awards, where we get to know more about the nominees. And thank you so much for taking us around your farm. Please just start by telling us when you started and what inspired you to start farming.
Okay, so I started farming in 2023. I was inspired by my father because he's also a farmer. Sure.
And when you started, that's 2023, yeah, how old were you and how old are you now? Because now I actually forgot to mention, dear viewers, this category is called Young Farmer of the Year Award, Agricoop Young Farmer of the Year Award. So Abraham is nominated in that category. So being a young farmer and you started in 2023, how old were you at the time?
By then I was 19 and I'm now 21 years old.
Okay. What farming operations are you doing right now? What specific vegetable or crop that you're growing at this farm?
Right now I'm currently growing tomatoes and cucumbers.
Tomatoes and cucumbers. So could you specify how many hectares of tomatoes are you growing in total?
So in the meantime I have about 1 hectare of tomatoes and I have another 1.5 hectares of tomatoes the other side there.
So, can you walk me through a typical day of you on a farm? Like, when you're on a farm, just walk me through what are you doing? Just walk me through on a typical day.
Okay, so I usually, whenever I come here, it's how to see what we do. Is that we are either spraying with the boys, others are weeding, yeah, and we carry it on after that.
Okay.
Sure.
So, as a young person, since you started in 2023, what have been your many challenges? And maybe when you elaborate your many challenges and how have you tackled these challenges?
Okay, so by then, the time that we came here, we used to have a challenge of pause, because I never used to understand what's the procedure for one to get the pause that we use for tomatoes. Because the ones impounded one of the trucks that I'd hired to carry the poles from where they come from. So since I now understand what it takes for one to convoy poles from one place to another, I think for now it's better because I get a better understanding of what it takes for one to get poles from where they come from. Sure.
And maybe just to take you back a little bit, you said you started at 19. Is it 1918? 18. So now how did this all come to be? Did you get your father's help with in terms of financial assistance? Were you farming before, you had a portion of your own and then you were saving? How did this all come up to be?
Okay, so by then I had a very small portion at my father's farm. Yeah, from there I used to save a little bit, and by God's grace, I ended up saving a lot, and I had to expand my production from what I was doing that side. Sure.
What are some of the strategies that you've implemented on your farm here to have this massive production? Like, means maybe have you incorporated mechanization, or maybe have you some sustainable farming practices? Just elaborate.
Here I have sustainable means that I use. Yeah, which is I try by all means to be consistent. Yeah, on the market.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. And then when it comes to your market, who are your target audience? Why are you selling your products?
Right now I'm taking my produce to Soweto market. Yeah, but I also have other plans of trying to supply to big companies like Shoprite, Pick and Pay, and other other companies that buy farm products.
Another question that I have with regards to the challenges at Soweto Market, this is something to do with the agents. So what are some of the challenges, and do these challenges come with some advantages?
Yeah, they do come with they do come with some advantages because these guys they help us in terms like for me, I'm a tomato farmer. These guys help me with the boxes that I have to put in the tomatoes when I take to the market. And these guys they even offer the security for the truck when I hire a truck to take for me the tomatoes at Soweto market. You see, that's the one of the benefits that we have in terms of working with the agent. Yeah, and if you want to be selfish, if you want to be selfish when you want to sell for yourself, you might end up miscalculating your money. At the end of the day, you're making a loss to yourself. Now, if those guys, if I take my products at the market, so if those guys have a shortage of any money, it's now them to replace that money, not me. So if it's me now who has lost that money, that means that I have to replace that money by myself. Now, if those guys that have lost the money, they've made a shortage of money, they have to replace the money by themselves. Yeah.
You having elaborated these some of the advantages, which from conception, from misconception rather, people do not know. They think dealing with agents is not a good thing, but you've just elaborated some of the advantages. So with dealing with these agents, how do you go about it? What are the percentages? Is it a standard percentage, or maybe it depends with the type of agent that you're dealing with, or it depends with the type of farmer that specific agent is dealing with?
Yeah, that one depends with the type of agent that you're dealing with. Like the people that I work with, I usually give them a 5% of the money that the money that we made after selling the product, the produce that we've taken to the market. But others they go up far as 10%. But that one is now like it's more like you're now killing the farmer. You're now killing the farmer instead of the farmer going up. Because one thing that we have to understand is that when a farmer is doing great, even the agent to be able to sustain himself uh, with the money that they're given after selling the farm produce. Yeah.
And then, in a general perspective, what do you think are some of the mistakes that tomato farmers make?
Okay. On that one, uh, most of the farmers that they lack proper planning on how to go about production of tomatoes because one thing that we have to understand is that tomatoes they need to be fed with fertilizers. They need to be sprayed with very good chemicals. You know. Yeah. So that one we have to put it into consideration and be able to work with good companies that supply us good fertilizers. Sure.
And, what do you think, or how do you see rather your farm in the next 3 years? What are the plans in the next 3 to 5 years?
In the next 3 to 5 years from now, I guess I'll be one of the biggest supplier of vegetables and other farm produce across the world, not only countrywide. Sure, sure.
Okay. And then, when it comes to from the time that you started, when it comes to achievements, what would you point at that from the time I started, these are some of the achievements I've been able to achieve through the farming?
Okay, so for me, my biggest achievement, it's experience. I've gained a lot of experience, but not only that, at least I've acquired a mode of transport for my own, and soon I'll be now relocating to my farm that's in sewing process. Sure.
Okay, interesting. With that said, what would you advise the younger ones, especially those, because you started as a teenager yourself, especially those that are still in secondary school and they think farming is for the old? You know, that when you take up farming, it's obviously when old people retire and they have nothing to do. But there's you, a young person that is doing massive work, because we've visited your farm, and of course, the viewers will be able to see behind the production that you have. So what would be your advice? What would you advise the young youths out there?
Okay, so my advice to my fellow youth out there is that you can make money, actually good money in farming. Yeah, because the problem with us is that we consider farming as a poor man's business, but actually you can make a lot of millions through farming as long as you're just focused on what you want and you're consistent. And one thing that is very important in farming as a very young person, you're supposed to be disciplined. Yeah.
Okay. Want to know how you are helping the community in regards to your farming? So how are you helping the community? Is it in form of employment, or are you also engaging other youths in this community in terms of mentorship?
Yeah, so I usually there are people that usually to pick tomatoes, yeah, and we pay them at the end of the day, and to these other workers that I have, because I have a team of 10. Yeah, so that means that I also contribute. I also contribute in terms of empowerment to my fellow youths in the community, and I also supply them tomatoes locally to these other small traders that sell tomatoes in the community, because they come to buy from me and I give them at a fair price because they're buying from a near place.
Okay.
Yeah.
So again, in terms of empowerment, are you doing any teachings? Are there some youths that come to you that are inspired by you? They come here, or they would want to learn from you. Do you offer such teachings? Do you get to mentor some?
Yeah, I have other people that usually come, but the issue that we had some few days ago, that they could come on wrong days, so we came up with a WhatsApp group that we pick a day in a week that we come and learn one or two things and advise each other on one thing or two. Yeah.
Interesting. Thank you so much, dear viewers, for joining us on the special, on the AgriTalk special featuring the Agricoop Awards 2025 nominees. Until next time, it's bye.
This is AgriTalk Africa, the podcast that puts farmers first.